Spirit free, set your spirit free.
Hello and welcome to Free Spirit. Today we come to you from the farm in Tambour's Kloof. Numerology and sacred geometry are two sides of the same coin, with numbers defining the rate and quality of vibration, while geometry expresses these vibrations as form. Up next we meet artist Ross Pape, who has been able to uniquely combine these different elements in the form of a personalized mandala.
I was interested in numbers and the patterns of numbers, but at school I was not very good at maths. The way in which maths was taught was a very kind of one-sided picture of the story. But I did feel like there was something underneath these numbers, and I wanted to find out what it was. A teacher in my later years at school introduced me to just visualising numbers. In other words, showing me the patterns that numbers make. We know number usually as quantities, but we don't know about the qualities of numbers and the energies that they express. And just by looking at numbers from the right brain perspective, in other words, looking at them visually and as symbols, it opens you up really to a whole other area of number and understanding number and mathematics in a lot more holistic, evocative way. And that really, since school days, that sent me on a discovery really to find out the other side to the story of numbers. I've been painting mandalas now for about the last 10 years, and I've been doing numerology readings and charts for people for about the last 6 or 7. So on one hand, one day I just had one of those light bulb moments. You know, on one hand I was busy finishing off a numerology chart for somebody, and there I was on the other hand painting what I call an archetype mandala. And I was looking at this chart and the next minute looking at the mandala, and I just thought, hang on a minute, you know, I can create a mandala that will reflect all the numbers in the chart. And that is going to be such a powerful tool, because when you meditate with a mandala, you're tuning into to the essence of those vibrations and energies. And when you tune into your personal mandala, then you're looking at the real essence of who you are. Sacred geometry, and especially mandalas, what they do is they focus on the fact that we have two sides to our consciousness, popularly known as the right brain and the left brain. We have what's known as the left brain consciousness, which is the objective reality viewpoint. The right brain is more symbolic, more intuitive, more to do with making sense of your emotional self. Now, for me, the whole ethos of meditation and expanding one's consciousness is to be able to use the whole brain. When we're told to meditate, suddenly we're supposed to just shut down from our usual objective reality viewpoint, which rules our consciousness for 90% of the time. As soon as you close your eyes, you know, suddenly that out there objective reality is gone. So the left brain loses its grip on your consciousness, and for the left brain that's very frightening. So as soon as you try and go away from that reality, it will try and drag you back. Now you need to focus the left brain. Now what a mandala does is it uses the vibration of pattern and form and colour to focus the left brain. So I say when you look at a mandala, basically it's almost like putting a dummy in the left brain's mouth. It gives it something to focus on so that it doesn't keep distracting you all the time from the task in hand, which is to get a deeper awareness of who you really are and what you're doing here. The first thing that we must note with your name, Shirley, is that whenever we work out a numerology chart, what we're working out when we look at numerology, we're looking at the vibrations of words and the sounds in the words, and we can use the numbers to articulate what those vibrations are. Shirley has a Y on the end, but the Y is making this E sound. It makes the sound of a vowel. It basically makes the sound of an E. So what we do is we look through the alphabet and we see what the value for the Y is. With the Y has a value of 7, so we add that to the vowel total. How numerology works is it looks at the vibratory coding of names and numbers, and the way in which we work out letters corresponding with numbers, it's very simple. All you need to do is write out the alphabet, A to Z, and you just give each letter a value. Whenever you get to a double digit, you're always trying to cancel down to one of the single digits. The single digits 1 to 9 are known as the root essence vibrations. Now what we do with a person's name is we take the full name, we write it out, and the first thing that we do is we add up the total for all the vowels in the name. The vowel total is what we call the soul number. Now the soul number is the real core of who you are, it's the centre of your being. Now with the consonants, because they're the outer packaging of words, naturally that translates as them being expressing the outer packaging of you. Then we add the whole name together. Now the whole name added together gives us a bigger picture overview as to what our our game plan destiny is. There's also the birth date. Now the birth date is the life lesson number. Now the life lesson number is very important. It is what it says it is. It shows us what lessons are waiting for us as we travel along our destiny path. So when we count together all of your vowels, Shirley, and we include that Y, we end up at this number 55. Although most numbers, whenever we have a double digit, we would cancel that number down to get to a single digit by adding the two numbers together. In the case of 55, and in fact any number that is a multiple of 11, 22, 33, so on up to 99, these are a particular potent band of vibrations which are known as master numbers. Okay, so you have a master number as your soul number. Once I've extracted the 4 numbers that come from the birth name and the birth date, I have a logical interpretation of those numbers in the sense that, say, somebody's soul number was a number 4. Now the number 4 creates the form of the square. Okay, so her soul number is going to be a square. So I will sit down and draw the mandala. Usually the mandala that I draw, we usually work in from the outside. It's almost like layers of an onion. You work through the layers of the person, through the personality vibration, through the life lesson number, and through to the centre. Now for me, sitting down then and painting the colours, that is where the intuitive process comes through more. And the only way I can explain it is that the colours, the mandala paints itself. I always paint the mandala first whenever I do someone's chart. Once the mandala's been painted, and then I begin the reading, which is looking more at the characteristics of the numbers initially. Then when I look at the mandala, I can see why those colours have appeared where they have. I paint all kinds of different mandalas. The personal mandala charts, yes, they keep me very busy because people are interested in themselves and what they look like and tuning into the essence of who they are, and that's what the personal mandalas are aimed to do. I also paint mandalas that I refer to as archetype mandalas. In other words, I tune into those numbers, usually the numbers 1 to 9, as archetypes, and create mandalas perhaps just focusing on, for instance, the number 8. I also have a series of paintings depicting the chakras as mandalas as well. And of course, meditating on the chakra mandalas, you are then aligning yourself with that particular chakric frequency. As you look at that mandala, you are taking in that energy through your eye and making it tangible. You know, although it seems like an intangible thing, it's actually very powerful. And you are tuning into the essence of that energy expressed through the number, through the colour and through the form, and bringing it into your energy field in a very potent way.
To win one personal mandala and numerology reading, tell us, according to sacred geometry, how many sides do we have to our consciousness? In an email to skyspirit@iafrica.com or fax 021 447 3610.